All right. We are live. Make sure my live chat is on. All right. Gonna wait and see if anybody joins me today. Gonna do questions on NASCAR, Chase Elliott, NASCAR racing, God, Scripture, the Bible, Texas Longhorns football, Dallas Cowboys football, pro wrestling, number of different topics that we can talk about um, on this live stream. Doing these weekly. Keep in mind, you can send your questions if you're unable to. Normally, I do these around 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you're not able to join me at that time, that's okay. You can always go back and watch the live stream after I post it, and you can still have your questions answered. Just shoot me your questions to righteousredneck777 at yahoo.com. Anything on car maintenance, if you're having car trouble in any way, if you just have a question, on oil or what type of tires are good, anything along those lines, you can shoot me those questions. I'll answer them on my next live stream. Post the video once I'm done with it. And in your spare time, you can go back and watch the video. Pretty simple process. I want to try to make it to where you can still have your questions answered. Um, Anything on God, Scripture, the Bible, anything on the Texas Longhorns. Looking forward to that upcoming season. Got a big game against the Tigers down in Louisiana. LSU. We're going to be playing them in our second game coming up this next season. Should be a big matchup. We're already being slated as the underdog, as the Texas Longhorns usually are in these big games. We get underestimated. We went into Georgia last game of the season, and we put a hurting on the Georgia Bulldogs, and it was said that we were going to get destroyed. Didn't happen. We had a great game plan, went in there and showed them what's up in that game. So it was a pretty great performance. Good game to watch. I'm sure you could go on YouTube and check that out. But NASCAR racing, big NASCAR fan, pretty upset with the package that NASCAR is running currently. These cars are bunched up. They're able to pull up on each other, but they just don't have the pass ability, and that's the problem right now in NASCAR. These cars are just not able to pass. It's been an ongoing problem this season. So, but God, Scripture, the Bible, and I like to talk about those things, and it's the most important thing in a person's life is trying to live a good life for God, the best that you can. The chat is on. Yes, it is. I am seeing it. I am seeing it. But yeah, if you're not able to join me for these, because normally I try to do these on Tuesdays. 10:30 a.m. is around the time that I've been doing it. Even if you're not able to join me at that time, say that you're at work or whatever, you can still shoot me your questions to my email. And on my next live stream, I will answer the questions. And as always, I will post the video. And you can go back and you can view it at your convenience. Send your questions to righteousredneck777 at yahoo.com. Anything on car maintenance or just a car question in general. What tires I think are good for a car. And there's only two, interesting fact, there's only two remaining American tire makers out there right now. Cooper Tires and Goodyear. So Everything else is, Asian made, um, Italian made, or whatever. So, got 2 viewers now. Appreciate you joining me. Thomas, what's up, man? Where are you from, dude? Where are you from? Where are you from, Thomas? Appreciate you joining me, man. Hope you had a good week, or hope you, had a good week. You were on here with me last week, so um, don't know if you got to see the race in Texas. Kind of a big disappointment. Pretty much panned out exactly the way. I think 3 words to describe Sunday's. Think of 3 words to describe Sunday's race. Very sucky racing. um, the restarts to me were like the best part of the race. The guys are jockeying for position, and once they got stretched out, it's like it was follow the leader, which is exactly what I said it was going to be. Not a whole lot of action. I think the most disappointing thing is that it didn't matter if you were on new tires or old tires. The speeds did not fall off very much, even with older tires. And the guys still couldn't really pass each other. There wasn't a whole lot of action in the pack. Chase Elliott was running, top 5, comes into the pits, goes back out, and he couldn't crack the top 10. And that's not a power issue. That's an aerodynamic issue. That's something to do with the package NASCAR is running. These cars just don't have the ability to progress when they're back in traffic. They don't have the ability to swing out and pass. It's a big issue. And a lot of people say that it's the horsepower. It's not the horsepower. The car's got plenty of power. Because they're able to maintain that position. So it's not power versus power. It's aerodynamics, definitely. I think there's an issue in the front end of the Camaros. It's an issue that they've struggled with. The Toyotas and the Ford Mustangs have been very fast this year. They've been at the front, on a regular basis. So I think that there's a little bit of an issue with the Camaro front end that's causing a lot of drag whenever they go to pass and they catch that dirty air. It's causing an issue with passability. So, any questions on God, Scripture, the Bible, Texas Longhorns football, Dallas Cowboys football, car maintenance, any car questions, what type of oil to use, how often you should really change your oil, anything like that, anything along those lines, we can talk about it. I can try to steer you in the right direction. Pro wrestling, something that we don't talk about a whole lot on here. Big fan of it, always have been. It's just not what it used to be. Certainly not what it used to be. So questions on NASCAR, Chase Elliott, the Bible, Dallas Cowboys football. Any questions at all today? Hope you guys are having a good week so far. Any questions at all? NASCAR, we do have Bristol coming up. That could turn out to be a pretty good race. It's a very short track. These guys are going to be, beating and banging, trying to get around each other, so it could be fun to watch. We will see. Don't really know how it's going to pan out. Do think Chase will get a top 10 at least this coming week. Hopefully a top 5. would be really good. Ninth in the points, so hopefully we can gain some more spots this weekend at Bristol. So questions on God, Scripture, daily living the Bible, Texas Longhorns football, uh, Dallas Cowboys football, NFL in general, my thoughts, college football, anything you guys want to talk about, car maintenance and repair, general car stuff, anything you guys want to ask. Again, you can email me your questions. I'll answer them on my next live stream. Righteous Redneck 777 at yahoo.com. Understand 10:30 a.m. might be a bad time for some people. Some people are at work, not able to join me at 10:30 in the morning. I understand that. You can always just email me your questions. I always post these live streams after I'm done with them. So, any questions on anything listed? God, Scripture, the Bible, Texas Longhorns football, NASCAR, Chase Elliott Racing, Hendrick Motorsports, car maintenance, vehicle questions, anything along those lines. Gonna give it a little while longer, see if anybody else joins. Sometimes people come in late to the live stream and things kind of pick up from there. People are busy. I understand that. People have jobs. That's why I include my email address so you guys can shoot me your questions and I can answer them that way. But we're answering questions today on God, Scripture, the Bible, things that we're talking about. Texas Longhorns football, big Texas Longhorns fan. Dallas Cowboys football, I do pull for them, but the organization as a whole has been letting me down for years. We haven't won 2 playoff games since 1995, so we haven't gotten farther than that since then. So we'll see what happens this next season. Picked up a good wide receiver, so we'll see what happens. Car maintenance, I like to talk about oil brands, the differences, tires, how to make a car last longer, how to get better gas mileage, any of those things we can talk about. I can give you some pointers. I can give you some pointers in those areas as far as gas mileage and how to make your car last longer. What fuel treatment to use, fuel injector cleaner to use, what I like to use. I've tried about all of them. I've actually looked down inside of my engine with a bore scope before and after, so I know that gum out fuel system treatment in a can. It's a good fuel injector cleaner, all around cleaner for your fuel system. Gum out uses DHA, I believe it's called. It's a chemical for more modern engines. It works very, very well. So go try some gum out in your fuel system. The stuff is very, very good. Very good. Got another viewer. How's it going? And they're gone. So, questions on God, Scripture, Texas Longhorns football, NASCAR, car maintenance, anything along those lines, anything at all. People are jumping on and jumping off, jumping on and jumping off. Probably at work. They don't want to get caught. I understand. Hey, and that's why you can email me your questions, uh, and I will answer your questions and get them answered on the next live stream. You guys will always be able to view the videos and see your questions being answered. I'll always post the videos. Even if you can't catch me, just shoot me an email. If you come up with a question, shoot me an email to righteousredneck777@yahoo.com. I'll always answer your questions on the next live stream and post the video. That way, if you're at work or something, or you're on vacation or just busy, you can always catch the video at your convenience and see your questions being answered. So that's why I include my an email address where you can shoot me any questions that you think of in the middle of the week or whatever. All right, 3 viewers. I appreciate you joining me today. Any questions on God, Scripture, Texas Longhorns, football, car maintenance, anything to do with automobiles, you can ask me. Even if it's not a repair question, if it's just something you want to, discuss, we can discuss that. All right. God, Scripture, the Bible. Chat isn't working. Huh. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I saw where you wrote that, Thomas, where chat isn't working. Seems to be working on my end. I saw where you wrote that. Chat isn't working. And then the last thing I got from you, Thomas, was think of 3 words to describe Sunday's race. I got that. I have my live chat on. Seems to be working fine. On my end, you guys might be having trouble. I don't know. Fine now? Okay, good. Good deal. So Thomas, where are you from, man? See if you can respond. All right. I don't seem to be having any issues on my end. Everything seems to be coming through. I don't know if you guys are having trouble sending anything. But yeah, NASCAR going to be at Bristol Sunday. Short track racing going to be a lot of fun, hopefully, if these cars are able to pass. I don't understand why NASCAR is using the 550 horsepower engines at the 1.5-mile tracks and the 700 plus horsepower engines at the shorter tracks. If anything, to me, it should be the opposite. You don't need as much horsepower for the shorter tracks. Seems like at the bigger tracks, they're wanting these cars to take longer to get up to speed, probably to keep them all bunched up, which they have been, in packs, not able to pull away a whole lot. But then they haven't been able to pass either, so that's been just a huge issue with these cars. So hopefully they'll do something to make these cars, get to where they can pass a little bit better. So not a whole lot of action on the live stream today, and that's perfectly fine. I understand people get busy. That's why I include my email address, righteousredneck777@yahoo.com. You can shoot me your questions to that email address, and I will get back to you on the next live stream, answer your questions. You can view the video at your convenience. It's just convenient for you guys that you can still be a part of it. even if you're not able to watch it while it's actually on live. So I'm going to do this again next week. Every week I'm going to try to do testing 1, 2, 3. Thomas, yes, I see it, man. I see it. It's fine now. Good deal. But yeah, gonna do these live streams weekly, and eventually, man, we'll get some more people in here, get some more activity. Might switch the live stream maybe to nighttime. I don't know really when would be a good time to do it. That's why I include the email address. That way you guys can still be a part of it. One more time. Any questions on God, Scripture, Texas Longhorns football, Dallas Cowboys football, Nascar, Chase Elliott, car maintenance, anything along those lines? From the United Kingdom and watch NASCAR on BT Sport. The United Kingdom. Man, that's cool. Cool deal, man. Well, I'm glad that you're joining me here today. You joined me last week. You've been, coming on here pretty faithfully, man. I appreciate it greatly. It's been fun chatting with you. So this Sunday, NASCAR is going to be racing at Bristol, short track racing. Should be interesting. There should be some beating and banging going on. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully the cars will be able to pass each other and we'll see a little bit better action there than what we saw at Texas. So if we don't have any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. But keep in mind, you can always shoot me your questions throughout the week. Righteous Redneck 777 at yahoo.com. You can shoot me your questions. I'll answer them here on my next live stream next week. If you're not able to watch me live, then you can always go back and watch the video. I will post it. And that's how we're going to roll from here on. What dog is that? I've got a little, she's part pit bull, and we don't know what else. But she looks just like a very small brown and white pit bull. Very sweet dog. She actually got hit by a car a while back. Now this has been probably 2 or 3 months ago. She got hit by a car. They had her on oxygen. We didn't know if she was going to make it, and within a couple of days it was like she was up on her feet, back to normal. Nothing ever happened. She's totally healed now. Back to normal self, running around acting crazy. Very sweet dog. We actually adopted her from an animal shelter. We thought that she was like a dachshund, a weenie dog, when we got this dog. That's what she looked like. She looked like a dachshund, and then, yeah, she is better. She is better. She's a whole lot better. She's doing good. But on my YouTube channel, you can actually go under my playlist in funny videos, I think, and there is a picture of this same dog attacking her food bag, just jumping into the food bag, where I have it torn open, and she's just attacking the food bag and going crazy. This dog's been super hyper from day one. She's a good dog. She likes to bark a lot. If she sees a cat or whatever, she's going nuts. But not a mean dog by any stretch of the imagination. Any questions on God, Scripture, the Bible, racing in general, maintenance on cars, anything to do with cars. Texas Longhorns football, Dallas Cowboys football, anything on any of those topics. Any questions? All right. Well, I'm going to get off of here for this week. You can join me next week. Shoot me your emails and I'll answer those next week. Hopefully, you'll be able to join me then as well. If we don't have any more questions, I'm going to go ahead. Let's see. Just watched a bit of the video of your dog. Hilarious. Yeah. She's crazy, man. That dog is nuts. But she was in pretty bad shape when she got hit by the car. Road rash. Actually, we didn't even, because we have a privacy fence and the dogs, I have another small dog. Don't know really, we have a small dog. Don't know what he really is. He looks like he's mixed terrier and like Chihuahua or weenie dog or something. And he was really bad about getting underneath our privacy fence and he would just take off. Well, she learned, Myra, the dog I'm talking about, learned from him how to get out. And we saw posted on a local Facebook site that this dog had been hit by a car and it was our dog. So this couple grabbed her after she was hit by a car, rushed her to an animal shelter. She was in really bad shape. They were considering putting her down, had her on oxygen. Not a single bone broke in her body. Not a single bone broke. No internal injuries at all. And they had her on oxygen. And within a day, she just bounced back. Just bounced back. Good evening from the UK. Don't know what time it is where you are. It is almost 11 a.m. And I live in Texas, the deep south of Texas. We're maybe 90 miles southeast of Houston, Texas. That is where I'm from. We're only about 30 feet above sea level where I'm at. So Hurricane Rita tore this area up pretty bad. Pretty bad. We got lucky though, but it devastated the area. So a lot of flooding and things can take place down here. It's very close to the ocean. A lot of water. Gets very hot and muggy down here as well. So. All right, questions on God, Scripture, Texas Longhorns football, Dallas Cowboys football, car maintenance, NASCAR, Chase Elliott racing, Hendrick Motorsports. All right, not a whole lot of activity today on the live stream. People are busy, I understand that. Shoot me your emails throughout the week, and we'll do this again next week. And he lives in Florida and had to evacuate last year from Hurricane Irma. Yeah, it's hurricane, something you don't want to, at least with a hurricane, you know that it's coming. Unlike a tornado or an earthquake, they can kind of predict earthquakes, but I think tornadoes are really bad because they can drop down on you at any time, when it's raining bad, when you have that storm coverage. But at least a hurricane, it's on the way and you have time to get out of Dodge. And then if you have a hurricane ever come your way, by all means keep an eye on it and don't think that you can ride it out, because it can be a scary situation. High winds, water's nothing to mess around with, man. I'm telling you right now, the power of water, when it's high and flooding, you don't want to try to drive in it. That's for sure. You'll ruin your vehicle. And then nothing is worth dying over. Things can be replaced. You can get back on your feet again. It's not worth trying to ride it out. So if If you can evacuate, you know, if it's looking like it's going to be bad enough, try your best to find higher ground in the situation of a hurricane. Definitely not worth sticking around for if you can keep from it. All right. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get off of here for today. Thomas, take it easy. And I'll see you back on here next week, I'm sure. Remember to email me your questions throughout the week if you'd like, and I'll start with those on the next live stream. Looks like we have another viewer, and they're gone. So, one more time, any questions on God's Scripture, Texas Longhorns football, Dallas Cowboys football, car maintenance, anything along those lines? All right. Well, I'm going to get off of here for today. I'll be on here next week. Shoot me your emails, guys, and you guys take care.